It begins with an awakening. So you're awakening into the spiritual awareness. And that starts with a lot of things that you may or may not be aware of that are really important to your soul. You're going to remember certain past lives. You're going to be introduced to some basic concepts around the oneness of life and the oneness of consciousness. You're going to experience the unconditional love of God. You're going to, of course, learn the basics of your spiritual body and all of those things. And you move in and you start moving towards learning more about your creative gifts. And this can be anything from creative gifts as a writer, an artist, musician, or scientific gifts, analytical gifts, whatever your gifts are in this world. So you're going to go through a phase, you're being taught more about the gifts you were given to share with the world in this life that is often expressed professionally in your life. Then you're going to move into a phase where you're going to learn about lots of things. You're going to travel through different corridors. You're going to start learning about different realms. You're going to learn about the concept that's without surrender, you really can't progress. You have to let go. And in the letting go, you're allowing God to take your spirit up and take you to where you must be. And that's a hard process for a lot of people because we want to direct it. So learning to do that, surrendering so God can then take us to that next level. Then you're moving into the initiations into the mysteries, the rites of passage. That's an amazing period. You're learning about ancient mysteries, a lot of things that have to do with energy and how the ancient mysteries from many different faiths, religions, and times, but it's also all about bringing together eventually the knowledge from all your past lives into one. And so you have this great, initiation at the end where all that knowledge from all of your past lives comes into your one being along with your higher self. And your higher self is that part of you that is closest to God, so that you can bring that wisdom and all of those experiences into the present moment. Then you're moving into the next periods, which are the balancing of the masculine and the feminine energies. You're going to be energizing the eternal flame. If you're female, you may have to learn more about bringing in the masculine parts. And if you're male, you may have to learn more about bringing in the feminine parts. What you're going to find out about the eternal flame is that there's a lot related to it that has psychedelic counterpart. You're going to find out about how that which is eternal, you're going to see these elements, psychedelic eyes, psychedelic skies, psychedelic spirits. This is all part of that eternal flame. And then you're going to go through another ritual passage into the rites of the Ascension. And this is an interesting period too, because it's similar to the initiations into the mysteries, but you're actually going through a separate set of initiations, a little bit more intense in some ways, where you are going to reach the pinnacle of achieving the estate of ascension, which means that when you do die from this realm, you will not die in the sense that your personality has actually become conscious of your immortal self. So when you die, you won't die. When you die as an unawakened being, you really do die because that personality dies. So you don't, I hope this isn't sounding confusing. There's a death of that personality. The soul does not die. But so achieving the ascension is where literally you are having that clear continuity from life into death and death into life. But there's another reuniting that occurs, and this happens where you meet the souls in the out-of-body travel state of all the people that you loved and who were really important to you in all your lifetimes. And it's really awesome because you just all of a sudden you see them and you remember them. All your mothers, all your fathers and brothers and sisters and people you loved, and husbands and wives, children, and you remember them and you're like, oh my God, how did I forget you? And so you have this coming together again at the end of that stage. In my case, I met with the angel of Ascension, who is, rather than the angel of death, who is like the skeleton face, skeleton body with the black robes, the angel of Ascension has a face of light, hands of light, and wears a white robe. And the angel of Ascension announces that you have attained to the ascension and that he will be the one who comes to get you when you leave this realm. And so that is when you finish up the initial rites of purification, and then you are entering into the discrimination pathway.